Hey guys, hope you're all well. I'm going to be doing an Unreal Engine performance demo on the new M1 Max 14-inch MacBook Pro. This M1 Max I've got here is the fully spec'd out version with the 32 graphics cores, the 10 CPU cores, and 64 gigs of unified memory. I've also got a 2TB SSD, which has been filling up pretty quickly. So I'm going to be doing this test entirely on battery. So I'll just disconnect myself. So here you guys should be able to get an idea of how we actually perform on this demo purely off the battery. If you do like what you see, then please give this video a thumbs up and comment below with any suggestion, tips or tricks, feedback, and I'd be happy to hear it. So just to start off with, I'll explain what the demo actually is. We've obviously got our scene here, which is the rural Australia scene. On the side, I've got my activity monitor with my cores that are getting used. So we've got our 2 efficiency cores and 8 performance cores. Same thing here, just in real time. So 2 efficiency, 8 performance. This here is the GPU, and below we've got our memory. As far as CPU goes, when you see 185%, I believe that means 100% represents 1 core. So 185 means almost 2 cores are being used by that process. At the moment we're not in the app, so that's why it's kind of just dipped down a bit, but we'll go back in and you'll see. And yeah, keep an eye on the battery level just to see how it drops over time. So loading up this map here, we've got the rural Australia map. It's overall it's doing pretty well. Like obviously it's taken a performance hit in some areas. We're getting a pretty good stable 20 to kind of 40 FPS thereabouts range. If we go up, you guys can get an idea of what's actually getting involved and hanging out with the cockatoos. But I mean, overall it's pretty good. We'll just hit play just to see what it's like in the demo form. And yeah, still much better performance, really good overall. I think the textures are for some reason are a bit, they're not great. I don't know why. If you guys have any tips about how to fix that, then please let me know. Also, I think the lighting's a bit overexposed, but I think that might just be the demo. Regardless, it's doing pretty well. If you look at the settings we've got here, we've got it on epic material quality and cinematic. I've also got the FPS, obviously, so you guys can kind of keep track of what we're doing. Also for this demo, I thought it might be useful to see what it's kind of like rendering out a movie or an image sequence. So I've prepped one here, and as far as the presets we're using, obviously doing in PNG, we're going to basically just try and put out some higher quality textures, and also in 4K. So that's that. So let's render local, and I'll bring this in here so you guys can see what's going on. So yeah, obviously a lot of this info, I mean, it's slowly coming out there as far as compatibility goes and whatnot. But I mean, if you guys do have any suggestions or want to see anything specific, then just please let me know and I'll see if I can put something together for you guys. Let's just have a look at how much is actually getting used. So I mean, it's at the moment it's not too much. I mean, it seems to be pretty stable overall. Occasionally you do get kind of spikes in memory usage, and have seen it go over 40, 45 at some points, but that's only in specific circumstances. So it's not every day that you're going to be having these issues. Yeah, and I'm definitely not a pro at Unreal Engine, so if you guys do have any bits of feedback for me, I would love to hear it. Please drop it down in the comments below, and I'll try and see what I can do to hone my skills a bit more. And I'll also put that video together after, and I'll attach it at the end of the video so you guys can just kind of see what actually got rendered out. So as you can see, like the graphics are kind of pretty decent. If we have a look at the actual kind of LOD mesh, so you guys can see like what's actually happening, it's pretty good. It's loading pretty well, but I mean, like these leaves here, they're not the best. When we kind of go up, they're still like a little bit pixelated. But yeah, if you guys have any tips on how to fix that, or how to fix this kind of blur, then that'd be great. Yep. So we might also just load up another map. Let's load up a game. And if you guys do want to see any specific maps, then please just let me know. So let's load up the game. Where is it? Yeah, the vehicle game. So overall performance in these kind of games is pretty good. Like I've been getting a really good FPS, pretty much very consistently. No issues whatsoever. So let's just play the game so you guys can see what's going on. So as you can see, it's pretty good. Although it does seem pretty bright. Now, I watched a video by Adam Lab earlier, and he did kind of point out that that was likely because in this project there was a ray tracing element that had been enabled, and I'm assuming there's some compatibility issues with these new Macs. And honestly, if you're going to be developing on these just Macs in general, like you will quite often get quite a few compatibility issues. And I mean, hopefully a lot of this stuff gets ironed out in the future. I know a lot of the ray tracing capabilities aren't quite there on the Macs, but as far as raw GPU performance goes, it's still pretty good, and it will definitely be an upgrade on to whatever setup you've already got. So yeah, that's that. We might just load up one more environment. Let's just load up the city park environment so you guys can just kind of get an idea of what's going on. Now, I haven't really used this environment much, so there might be a bit of processing involved. So, I mean, if you guys also have one of these machines and you have had any kind of interesting experiences, I would love to hear them as well. So please drop them down in the comments below. As you can see here, I've kind of been messing a bit with Unreal 5 as well. So if you have any specific requests about what Unreal 5 engine features you want to see, then I can put a video together for that as well. So yeah. Here we go. Here's our map. Yeah, so as you can see, it took maybe about 4 minutes to kind of put itself together, and including the time lag, it took for me to actually bring up the timer. So it's not terrible. I mean, going around this environment, it's a little bit sluggish. Definitely not where we're at, but it's definitely workable if you're happy to kind of just put up with that. I might just leave it on high for the moment, but yeah, I mean, overall it's not bad. It does, like the game, it does look a little bit blown out, and like I said before, that might be due to some ray tracing features on this project being enabled, which this Mac might not be capable of. So that is something to keep in mind. But I mean, overall, the performance is still pretty workable here. Like, I'm sure you could kind of put up with it if you wanted to. And yeah, it's not terrible. Like, it's definitely something you can work with. As you can kind of see, the GPU's just getting maxed out, really flat out. And as far as memory usage goes, let's just see what we're at. So we're at 20 gigs. In general, I mean, it seems to be using 40 gigs between all the apps, but I mean, that might be a bit hard to believe. But I mean, specifically for Unreal Engine and whatever, it is using that much. As far as GPU and CPU goes, we'll just keep that down here so you guys can have an idea of what's going on. So you will probably see the GPU kick up in a sec. Yep, there it is. It's kind of going up a little bit. Yeah. Now we're really using it. But yeah, so that's that. That is kind of what performance we can be expecting on an Unreal, on the Unreal Engine on the new M1 Max. Having a look at our battery percentage here, we're now at like 70% from. I can't quite remember when we started. We're at 84%. So, I mean, the space of maybe 10 minutes or so, we've kind of gone down 84 from 84, which is about 15% more or less. So, I mean, if you are running it just off the battery, and you are doing some performance-heavy tasks like compiling some shaders together, and maxing out this GPU here, you will see that drop quite a lot very quickly. So, if you're going to be using it for any of this kind of 3D design work, whatever, I would suggest using it in like a docked mode or at least on charge. I'm assuming a lot of you will have that set up anyway, but it's just something to keep in mind when approaching kind of this work on the go or in a more travel-friendly format. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. I'm definitely not a pro at Unreal, so this is, as far as feature sets go, I can't really answer a lot of your questions, but this is really more just for a performance demo so you guys can see what you can expect when looking to purchase one of these new Macs. Happy to hear any suggestions, comments, tips, tricks, feedbacks, whatever. Otherwise, feel free to leave a like in the comments below. And as far as Unreal 5 goes, if you do have any questions about that and what performance you want to see, let me know. This engine I was using today was 4.27 for all these demos. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. And otherwise, I'll see you guys later.